Class is now in session. All of my good students come on into the classroom, sit in the front of the classroom. All of you wahoos and riffraffs, sit in the back or get the hell out. I am your professor, Jesse Holley. This segment is brought to you by Qualis Roofing and Construction. My good friends over at Qualis, if you're looking for a new roof or just a roof inspection, you need to reach out to my friends at Qualis to get your roof inspected this storm season. All right, so here's what we got. The Cowboys, with 2 games left into the season, with 3 if you're counting last week, decided to make a move. Tyler Guyton has been riddled with injuries his entire career. The most recent one has been an ankle injury that he's been dealing with, and it has not been able to get back into the swing of things. They said, okay, let's go and try Nate Thomas at left tackle position. A lot of you were like, okay, Nate Thomas, he's our guy. He's our man. If he can't do it, no man can. And
he's tearing this man
Nathan
down.
Thomas went out there and didn't look so good. So the Cowboys, with the remaining games left on the schedule, trying to build some momentum, trying to take the camaraderie and the culture and the vibe to the next level, said, we have an idea. Let's take our all-world, all-pro left guard, Tyler Smith, and we're going to bump him out to left tackle, bring in TJ Bass to be the backup left guard and have him get some starts for the game. And so we want to just go to the film and just take a look at what this looks like with Tyler Smith playing left guard. So what I want you to first see in this first picture. Now, TJ Bass, right? He is now playing left guard. Right? So TJ Bass is who we have circled. And this is what I want you guys to remember and picture. TJ Bass, when you're talking about playing guard and center, you're talking about playing in a phone booth. You're talking about that defender kind of basically being right up on your nose, right? You guys are nose to nose. If you grunt and burp, they can smell it. If they do it, you can smell it. So it's more of a close combat type of situation. It's phone booth. It's right there up on me that I have to be able to battle this man with strength and mobility that's basically inches away from me, opposed to playing left tackle. Now, you see that line. You see where Tyler Smith at the left tackle and where Khalil Mack is. Khalil Mack right now is playing what we call a wide 9, right? So look at the space comparison to where Tyler Smith is used to playing, is trained to play, has worked all of his skill set to play in close hand-to-hand combat, to now having to go play a guy now who is, what would you say there, Jeff? 6 yards away from him? 5 yards away from him?
I mean, you might, your
little Dante Whitner?
Your yardage is different than mine, because where I see 4.5, you see 3.5.
Okay.
And so I don't know.
So let's say he's about 5 yards away.
Call it 4.5.
Call it 4.5 away from being a Whitner. He's a Whitner away, opposed to it being inches away. He's now having to deal with a defender that's a Whitner away, right? So this is the difference that we're already looking at in switching him from one place to the other. All right, next clip. So now when we go to this thing, the next play again. Now look at where Khalil Mack is lined up at. That's a
wide 15.
That's a good wide situation that Tyler Smith has to now deal with, right? So he goes from being in close quarters to now having to deal with a dude who's a legit 5 yards away from him, right? All right, so we go to and play this thing. Now, what I also want you to see is ball is snapped. Ball is in Dak Prescott's hands. Tyler Smith's still in this position. He's still in his stance right now. Now, this is not me being critical of Tyler Smith. I'm just telling you, you take a man away from used to being right next to the ball to now putting him a man and a half away from the ball. The timing of this is off. And when you're playing that left tackle position, you normally see those guys, a lot of times you look at a guy like Lane Johnson in Philadelphia, they kill Lane Johnson. They said, he's offsides, because you want to get a good kickstart away from the line of scrimmage. But you see the ball is already in Dak Prescott's hands. Tyler Smith hadn't moved an inch yet, right? So again, this is all a part of the process. He got
time. Khalil Mack's 15 yards out there. I got time.
Right. So
he does.
I got time.
You do until you get in a situation like this. Ball is snapped. He's coming off the ball now. Well, what happens is he's misjudged the timing of this. Even though Khalil Mack is wide.
Oh, we don't want to do that. We don't want that foot crossing.
And this is what you don't want. For all of you who, and I talked this through with Nate Newton, because I'm not sitting here saying that I'm an offensive lineman, I can play offensive line. I go to people who have played the position.
I know you don't want to cross over like that.
And that's one of the things, when I showed Nate Newton this clip, he said, just look at his feet. Look at his feet. And he goes, you play basketball. You don't ever want to be in a position where you're on the defensive side of things and you cross your feet. What ended up happening was he said, OS, I'm late. I hadn't been able to kick step enough to get out there. And Khalil Mack is turning the corner and he goes and he crosses his feet. This is a cardinal sin from the left tackle position. You don't want to be crossing your feet like this. So getting out there to his defender, and now he's basically running to try to make it up. And now he's off balance. There is no power. There is no pass set. Look at where he's trying to absorb this power of Khalil Mack coming at him right now. Now, the one thing that we've talked about all year long is Dak Prescott and just his ability to, one, diagnose where the pressure is coming from, being able to move within the pocket and allowing him to get the ball off quicker so that this type of thing doesn't happen and he's not getting sacked, he's not getting disrupted, and the ball is getting out to his receivers. But as you can see, Tyler Smith has crossed his feet. He's trying now to make the move, and Khalil Mack is coming back up underneath that because he's already pushed Tyler Smith beyond the quarterback.
Oh, he knew as soon as he had him running.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm going the other way.
He knew already. So now Tyler Smith is beyond the quarterback. When you're talking about now the quarterback trying to step up into the pocket, he would step right into Khalil Mack right there. The good thing is that Dak Prescott is able to get the ball off before Khalil Mack gets here. So while we're looking at where the Cowboys will go for the rest of this season and potentially where they're going to go for 2026, I know a lot of you are saying, well, just move Tyler Smith out to left tackle. Understand this. Tyler Smith has, from his body size and weight to his training techniques, to his mindset, to the calls, has positioned himself to be, as you can tell, he went to the Pro Bowl again this year. For the third time in 5 seasons, he's going to the Pro Bowl and will probably be an all-pro at the left guard position. To go from working in a phone booth in tight quarters, smaller steps, being able to anchor down, being able to now maneuver the bigger bodies to the left and to the right, getting to that second level, to now kicking him all the way outside, it is a world of a difference. It is going from hand-to-hand combat to Dancing with the Stars, because you got to be able to kick slide all the way out there, because if you're crossing your feet to run out to get to a defender, eventually when they see that on film, they're going to now start wide and be getting that up the field battle, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to get right into your chest with that long arm, and you're going to be off balance with no power, and you're going to be caught on your heels. You're either going to get walked to the quarterback, you're either going to get caught up off balance and get bowled over, or you're going to grab me and hold me, and that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. I'm not saying that Tyler Smith would not be good enough to play left tackle. I'm telling you that I know for a fact Tyler Smith is an all-world left guard.
Yeah.
And so if it means that Tyler Smith has to just play this to get to the end of the season, then okay, I'm great with that. But if Tyler Smith was ultimately your best option at left tackle, they would have moved and put him there years ago. Remember when they tried to do this with Zach Martin, going from guard to tackle, it ended up hurting him. He ended up getting injured. You have to understand that in the mindset of this, his body, over the time that he's been in the league for 5 years, your body begins to shape and mold to do the things to better you at your position. So now when I go from having to work in tight quarters and tight positions and phone booths to now having to go and work out in a different world, my body changes. I'm now extending my body differently. My ankles, my feet, my groins, my knees, all those things are now positioned differently than what they've been the last 5 years. So think you can just go, oh, let's just go and change. All of that has to play into the part of this being the move that the Cowboys will make going in the future. 2 more games. I get it. I understand it. You want to protect your $60 million man with the best guy that you have.
Sit him down.
Possibly. You
That'll
can possibly
him.
sit him down. That'll definitely ultimately protect him. But I am just not a fan of Tyler Smith making the jump from left guard to left tackle. You have to go out and don't be – and that's also It's a tad bit of a lazy move, okay? Go find yourself a left tackle. Go put the work in. Go spend the money to go get yourself a left tackle. You don't have to have the all-world best left tackle, but don't take a guy who is primed in position on the path, as Clarence has said, to potentially being a Ring of Honor member and a Hall of Famer at left guard. And because you've been lazy in your evaluation and you failed in your evaluation at your left tackle, moving him out there and now just taking your problem from one place to another, because eventually that's going to get on film. Teams are now and players are now going to be able to watch that, and they're going to see where his deficiencies are, and they're going to be able to attack that. And now you've caused yourself 2 problems instead of 1.